you said, the entrepreneur shit. Niggas don't always agree. Niggas don't always be understanding the vision. If you don't understand the vision, that's cool. I catch you on the next go around, but the price ain't gonna be the same.
Right. Yesterday's prices are definitely not today's prices. And that is really a true thing for real. And
And
that also goes with life itself.
day one supporters don't pay the same thing as day 700 supporters. Like,
Right. Right. That is so true. For real. And what's so crazy is that and being that we are talking about prices, right? So with me, like I mentioned that I left my job or whatever. And I left it on good terms because, I had got a severance package or whatever, but it was more of me just ready to take that jump because it's just like it doesn't make sense for me to keep praying about expanding my territory and I get the opportunity and I don't take it. Like it just feels dumb, and I got in my heart as well. Like I just felt like if I didn't take that opportunity, that I just felt like that God was gonna make things like worse for me. Okay, so this dude hit me up, and he was like, he wanted to get his hair done, but he doesn't have locks. So I was just like, oh, okay. So talking to him, so he asked me my price. I told him the price. He was like, girl, what? And I was like, well, maybe you're not my customer. I straight up said, like, you're not my customer. And he say, well, I got a homegirl and she works in the shop and she does my hair for free. I work in the shop. I'm not your homegirl. I'm not doing your hair for free. That's the price. And I even knocked it down a little bit because you don't want it to start. So I knocked it down a little bit for you. But my
two
thing is like, why is you coming at me? And I felt like somebody sent you my way, or you just wanted to have conversation. That was just my train of thought.
maybe
But
was
I
looking to have
didn't feel.
conversations with Glow.
Yeah.
Two things about that. Two things that you just said. One, tell people all the time in business, the price is the price. You can either pay it or you can't.
Mhm.
Uh, it's no negotiating there. Anything that I take off the price is just money that I take out of my kid's mouth, and that I can't take care of my wife with. That's not what we doing.
Right.
So I tell like the jackets. My man was like, "So is that like the homie price or no, nigga? That's the price. The price is the price. Like it costs what it costs. When I buy
Mhm.
material, you can't tell them, oh no, this one from my man. No, he's my brother. Like we grew up together. That does not work like that.
It
They gonna
does
want the
not
exact
work like
same money.
that.
Something else that you said too was if I prayed on it and I keep asking God for it and the opportunity is there. Like I remember, I think this was Chris Rock. Was like niggas be looking for a burning bush like they Moses and like this is the sign. No, you keep what does the any religious text will tell you. God ain't gonna change nothing in the people until they change themselves.
Mhm.
So if you keep asking for this and you ain't taking the first step to just say, all right, well look, I'm gonna go out on this limb and do this to change it, then how you expect anything else to happen
How you gonna expect a change? Exactly.
if you don't change? Yeah, you going in with the same
Exactly.
mentality, the same attitude, but you want shit to be different.
Mhm.
That goes to like the episode you just did. Let's say this was like a week ago. Y'all was doing like preferences. How you want a nigga with a six pack and you ain't at the gym. If you at the gym with the sweaty wristband saying you want the nigga with the six pack, I ain't mad at you because you're working to get there. But if you not there, if you got butter dripping off all your shit and extra cheese on everything, you can't want this nigga with the six pack. You're not meeting these requirements. Like people do that shit all the
Exactly.
time these days where you just set yourself up for some shit that you ain't even built for. Stop living through love and hip hop or just the internet in general or whoever the fuck, because that's
And
not you. That's not the
yeah, I
standard
was
that you
just
at.
thinking that. It's so crazy because I was just thinking that. I was just like, if people like, I feel like that the internet is there for us to laugh and stuff, not to necessarily just take key thoughts. And I'm so happy that we're talking about this because we're gonna be talking about like we gonna get into it. But before we get into it, I just want to say like it's just if people really just start living for themselves and actually find out who they are as a person, they wouldn't seek into worldly things to make to validate who they are as a person. You get what I'm saying?
You
So
got to
it's
know
just
who you are, though. If you don't know who you are, then you're constantly looking for the validation of somebody else to tell you that it's cool for you to be this because
exactly.
you don't know what it is that you should be or what you should be striving for. I tell people all the time. People always say like the internet is so negative, social media is so negative. Not my page. because
Exactly.
I follow through the podcast page, I follow nothing but podcasts. I don't give a fuck if LeBron had 30 tonight on this page. I don't care if LeBron's making tacos. He got a new movie. I don't give a fuck what Puff is doing. I don't care what Floyd Mayweather is doing. None of that shit's ever coming in my feed if I'm on the How to Hustle page. Because all I care about is podcasts. What is the podcast community doing? What are we talking about? Who can I collab with? That's what I care
Hmm.
about. That's why I'm on there. I made an Instagram 4 years before I ever made a post or followed anybody because I went to a party and the nigga told me we can't buy the picture. We gotta use this hashtag and follow his page. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Like once we started the podcast though, it was like, all right, well, you gotta kind of promote it somewhere. So that's how I went to the internet. But I'm not on here looking for nobody's business. I don't give a fuck what nobody got going on in their personal situations. All I care about is what was this week's content. Is it the same shit that I'm doing? What are you doing that I like? What can I do to get better with my shit? That's what I care about. Anything else, I don't give a fuck. I got my own situations going on over here. I'm busy.
And you know what? You're right, but it's like I care because that's where the conversations, some of the conversations just actually be based off of. So it's not like I'm invested. So if it's like I'm not one of
Copy.
those, you get what I'm saying? I'm not. Let
You
me see
use
if I
these
can
different
explain it.
situations to pick and choose topics, but
To
I'm
pick
not
and
locked in.
exactly,
Yeah, I'm not locked
exactly.
in. I don't
You
really
got. I'm
care
not
what's
locked
going
in.
on in these
I'm not.
people's.
I'm not going to TikTok trying to find them and trying to figure out what Jaguar Wright said or what Tasha K may have said. I'm not doing that. What's so crazy is that I actually went on. I was told by a coach. I had like a little coach or whatever for like 2 weeks for like social media or whatever,
He was
and
cheating
she
on
was
me.
like, no, no, no. She had went through, she told me to go through and delete everybody on, like, delete famous people or whatever. She was like, they really don't mean you no good. They don't know you. You don't really know them. Like, delete them. And when she said that, I also went through and deleted every blogs, like the Shade Room, the Neighborhood, Hollywood unlock Hollywood, whatever that is. I went through and I unfollowed all that shit because it's just like if you follow it, it's it's down your feed. It's always down your feed. And I'm just like, I didn't want to necessarily just jump on Instagram and boom, I'm in somebody's business like that already. It's already like that on Twitter for me, but I don't see it until like late. But it's just like that's how I get some of my information. But as far as like with me Googling and trying to figure out like what's going on with them, I don't care. Like I talk shit about it, but I really don't care because I'm really
Yeah,
not vested, you know?
as long as you're not invested, that be the thing is people will have like whole arguments about some shit that ain't got nothing to do with them.
Yeah.
Like I ain't talking to my cousin because you like the one girl on the show and I like the other girls. Like y'all sound stupid. Like I don't know neither one of these fucking people.
Exactly.
That's not even really her name. Like,
Exactly. Exactly.
her name is not really Stacy. Like I don't know, y'all going back and forth about this, and Stacy's real name is Terry Anderson.
I'm telling you, catfishing type shit. Oh goodness. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the conversation, but before we do, I do want to let you know what we are going to talk about, right? So
Mhm.
it was a post on that I seen on Twitter, and then what happened is that it actually came over into my group on Facebook, right? So I was just like, I feel like that you would be the
I just got
great.
back on Facebook. I'm shitty on Facebook. They deleted my original page.
I remember you telling me that. I remember that. So what happened is that when I seen this post, I was just like, we gotta I just felt like that you would be great for this conversation. And what the girl said was a man would put his happiness aside for his woman, but a woman will put her man aside for her happiness. Harsh but sad reality, right? Um
I had to
I
use
wanna
that one, Glow. I
huh?
wasn't mad at. I said I ain't mad at that one. We might have to use that one.
Oh no, that's fine. You definitely can. Whatever I put out, because this is why I go back and I listen to y'all. Because I be grabbing questions from that to actually, you know what I'm saying? This is why I listen to other podcasters. I'm not selfish or anything in that
Copy
matter.
that.
So if you want to use it, it's definitely I it's a screenshot from social
Well,
media, of
not. I
course.
mean, you know, me and you talked before. The first time I listened to your joint, I told you I got like 3 topics that I'm taking from your show. But when I take
Yeah.
stuff from your show, when I take stuff from anybody, I will definitely shout you out before I would just plagiarize. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
Mm-hmm.
gonna make it seem like I came up with this joint. It's like, nah, yo. So I was listening to Conversations with Glo, and she said, dot dot dot. What you think about that? Like,
Right. I love it because I do the same thing. So I definitely do
you
want to
gotta
talk
be
about
out here.
that.
You gotta be out here reviewing the game tape and seeing what's going on. That's why I said all
Mm-hmm.
my shit is just podcasts. What's on my feeds on them I am Hympe pages. Podcasts is the only thing in there. You said celebrities. I probably got like 2, 3 niggas on
It's
there.
just like I guess like the people that I also follow as well too, like when they retweet stuff and then I
Oh yeah,
see
see
it
Twitter.
that way,
See
it's
Twitter.
just
If you
like
retweet something, then it's gonna come in my feed. But if everybody's talking about something, plus Twitter, you could just go to like what's trending and see.
trending.
All right, this
Hmm.
is popping, so let me go tap in straight with this. I don't need to follow, like you said, the
But you
shade
know what's
room and shit.
crazy? I don't tap on the trending button because I'm telling you, it's just like I don't, I don't really be
So
like
like
that.
so like you gotta think about if somebody got 40, then well niggas be getting 70 these days. If somebody's killing and I all right, I ain't in the house watching the game. Let's see what's going on. Oh shit, Luca got 70. I'll see that because it's in the trending topics. Or like and Edwards dunked on the nigga the other night and the joint goes crazy. Like that's how you find all that shit out. Cause like I told you, I'm ripping and running all the goddamn time.
Hmm. It just come on my feed, so once I see it, I guess I see it there.
It might be in my feed, but see, you know, I'm 4 Instagrams, 2 Twitters, TikTok, Facebook.
Yeah,
like,
you got a lot.
like
All of I
I
guess
got like
me and you both. Like you don't. If you don't see me over here, I was like, man, I'm about to end up getting this app, man. That's gonna be it to allow for me to post on all social medias at one time because I'm getting exhausted. But I don't figure out little easy ways. But yeah, I think that we do want to talk about that. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself. I'm
all right,
going to
this is
allow
your
for you to
situation.
I'm I'm going to allow for you to introduce yourself, and then we're going to get into the topic. Okay.
Copy that.
Okay. I'm gonna wait till say 13. Yo, 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 thank you so much for tuning into Conversations with Glo radio show, where it's not just questions, it is definitely a conversation. And if you do want to hear more information or want to get to know me, your girl Glo, please go ahead and visit convowithglo.com. So therefore you can sign up for the emailing list and you can get future information about me, your girl Glo, and also the future guests that I will also have on my show as well too. And y'all do remember, please remember that conversations is spelled with a K and not with a C, okay? So go ahead and head over to the website, which is convowithglo.com. Sign up for that emailing list so you can get more information about me, okay? But anyway, enough about me. What I'm going to do is allow for my guest to go ahead and introduce himself, and then y'all already know what we're going to do. Get into the conversation.
What's up, y'all? This is Hympe from the How to Hustle podcast with Hympe. That's at I am Hympe on Instagram and Twitter. That's HYMPE. It's Hympe. It's not hype. I'm not geeked up. Also, Custom Hustle World on Instagram, Custom Hustle Co. on Twitter. That's my clothing line. We do custom jerseys, jackets. I got 4 versions of my sneaks. The 5th version might be out by the time this episode comes out. I can do those in any color. So if you name a color, we can make all of that happen. We do custom jerseys, custom jackets, sneakers, the sweatsuits, cargo pants, sweat shorts, collar shirts. We got the wristbands, or you name it, we hustling it over there. Also at H2H Cleaning on Instagram only. That's my cleaning company, roofing, plumbing, flooring, HVAC. If Glo makes it worth my while, we'll slide right down there to Greenville and get her all the way situated. What's happening, Glo?
What's up? What is up? I hope y'all caught that. And if y'all didn't catch that, y'all already know where the information is going to land. But I do want to thank you so much for coming through. And then what we're going to do is go ahead and get into the conversation. And the conversation is about his happiness versus her happiness. His happiness versus her happiness. And what I got from that is because of a tweet that I had saw that actually made it into the group Conversations with Glo, the group on Facebook. And what it says is that a man will put his happiness aside for his woman, but a woman will put her man aside for her happiness. And she said harsh but sad reality, right? So my first thing when I seen it, it was just more of like, okay, so why can't men just do the same? Why can't men just put their happiness to the side? So therefore they can understand what being happy is about. And so when I made this comment on Facebook, a lot of men came in and was like, well, women, they run off emotions and they make temporary decisions only to find out that it wasn't what they thought it was going to be. Oh, men make sacrifices, this and that and the third, right? And I get that and I understand. But why do you think that men do set their happiness aside for their woman?
Because for a man to love a woman is like a whole different situation for him. To allow yourself to be vulnerable to the point where you say like I only want to be with her. Like we talking real relationships. We're not talking about niggas that's playing. We
Mm-hmm.
talking about like I'm only with her. She ain't got to worry about that I went out did nothing with nobody else. Like it takes a whole lot for you to convince yourself that like all right, she is the one for me. And once you get that person, if you get that person, because everybody don't get that person, you have to lose a part of yourself to be in that type of relationship for a male and a female. Some people just can't let the past go. Some people always remember that school was great every day and they don't remember walking in the snow. Some people don't remember the times that they didn't eat that night or whatever when you was a kid. You just remember you had free time, so that's all you remember is the good times. Some people can't let go of themselves to be in that type of situation. And like you're saying with the men, it's mostly like that woman. If you get a woman, like a real woman, she gonna make you want to be better. But if you get a man, because for women, as long as you, shit, as long as you got a hole, somebody gonna want you. So like I know at any point, like yeah, he might be good, but I know that there's another train coming. The bus is gonna come back around in another half hour. So if I miss this
Mm-hmm.
one, I can get another one. For dudes though, if I find the right woman, like I said, again, we're talking a real woman. If you find a real woman, then you know that it ain't too many of these around here. But women will have many more options than we will in those situations, just because that's just the nature of it. You're a woman. There's always
Mm-hmm.
going to be somebody who wants you. It's like if you
Mm-hmm.
talked about the girl from a couple episodes ago, you could be 3, 4, 500 pounds. Somebody gonna let you. On those, my 600 pound life shows. There's always a nigga in that house with that girl.
And don't they always
She's
got
never,
a
she's never by herself. Like you ever notice? Ain't nobody come cut her out the joint. Somebody's in there scrambling those eggs and making her 15
man?
sausages for breakfast.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. But okay. So I get that. And it's crazy because you was like, if she's a real woman, she's gonna make him want to do better, this and that and the third, right? But things can happen within a relationship within itself as far as with things that does not allow for a woman to actually, it doesn't, the whole point of the relationship doesn't make her happy anymore, right? So why is she's getting the blame in regards of finding her happiness and choosing happiness and wanting to move on? And that's why I felt like that's what the men was kind of doing. And I was getting ready to make, like a steps like, well, uh, it seems like that you men are jealous because a woman knows how to actually move on. And I held back from saying that because I'm not going to say that men are jealous in regards of that. It's just the fact that why do people want to live in misery? Because misery loves company, right?
So this is a thing that people don't always be recognizing is that relationships evolve and they change and they grow.
Exactly.
If we got together, let's just use us for argument's sake. We both 22 when we meet. We get together and get married at 26. Now at 36, at 41, like this relationship is different. We're not the same two people that we were then. But if y'all not growing and evolving together, then y'all starting to want different things. You're starting to look at things differently. Most
Hmm.
relationships end because the girl walks away. The dude will cheat on you for 8 months, 8 years, and just wait for you to leave him. Most dudes ain't ending relationships.
But why do they do that? Why?
I don't know because I'm not that guy.
I get it, but I know. Have you had conversations with other people that have? I mean, with other men that have found themselves to be in that situation? What if you have? What was
For
your
the most part, it's just
conclusion?
niggas like it's for the most part, it's just niggas like options. Is you get again, if we started at however long it was, we started a few years ago, you don't have a new car smell anymore. There's nothing new about our situation. We're kind of going through the same experiences and these same things. It's like you don't have that many stories. You don't have any stories you can now tell me that it's like, oh damn, I didn't know about your cousin from South Carolina or your one that lived out LA or the time you fell off the bench. I know all this shit now. But the new
Right.
girl having nothing but just surely being new, or the new guy having nothing but surely just being something new is what attracts people. And if you again, if you don't have them type of conversations, you don't have conversations with Glow or conversations with Hype at IAMHYMPE on Instagram and Twitter. Um, if you don't have them type of conversations where y'all are constantly trying to grow y'all situation together, then you either grow together or you grow apart. So then the woman will start to say, well, maybe I should do, maybe I want to start doing yoga. This nigga don't want to do yoga. So now you find a yoga buddy. And again, this is just somebody new. It's just something new. It's something exciting because it's like now I got a new story. I got something else going on. The nigga will find a chick at the yoga and just say, all right, I'm just knock her down and still go home. I'm not gonna leave home though, because even then, once we break up, like where do I my man said this, where do I live if we break up? Am I going to my mom's? Like me and my wife break up. What is the
But don't you
move here?
think that game plan you should have that in place if you feel like that you're gonna go out and just do what you because the yoga teacher I just want to knock her down.
Absolutely.
So you should have that backup plan. See, that be
That's
the
what
problem. That's the
people don't be having.
problem.
People
The
people be out here
they
winging it. Niggas don't be having plans.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. And that's why I'm like, I'm not going to sit up. This post is not going to make me sit up here. And y'all, I'm not a man hater. Just disclaimer, I'm not a man hater. But this post is not going to make me be like, oh, rocking my baby type shit. You get what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, right? If it's like I blame the man that wants to sit up in misery instead of trying to actually leave and make themselves happy. But I feel like that they're finding happiness in what they could be doing on the side as far as having these options, going out and smashing. So you going out and smashing, but you got these options in these women, but you don't even know where you're going to go if you get caught. You get what I'm saying? So you're gonna have
This
to
is
beg. Hold on. You're gonna have to beg. Okay. You're begging for her to for you to stay because I don't got nowhere to go. Duh, 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 duh. But it's just like niggas. So you excuse me, y'all. Men, y'all are not niggas, but y'all get the drift. But anyway,
some of
it's
us
just
are.
like it's like okay, so you too good to possibly want to go sleep on your mama's couch, or how about you just go sleep with go be with the person that you wanted to just smash because it was convenient.
Relationships is hard.
It
If
is
we just talking, we just playing around, and I got options. That ain't hard. Anybody can do that. Kids do that in
exactly.
high school every day. Being in a relationship is very hard. I've been married 8 years in July. This shit ain't easy. Every day ain't cool. Like I'm quite sure she's had times when she go, I'm tired of this nigga. Like it happens. But it's what you have to go through to be in a relationship. You can't
Hmm.
be in a real relationship. Shit ain't gonna go smooth every day. Nothing is perfect. Not ever has there been a perfect situation ever. Like The Wi-Fi fucks up on us doing podcasts sometimes. Your sound goes out. Like the guest didn't show up. Things happen in these situations where you got to be able to really stick it out and work that situation out. Communication, conversations is the important part of all of this shit. People don't know how to communicate. People don't know what they're looking for. People don't know what they want. People don't have all them conversations before you even got to the point, or let's get married, or let's be in a relationship, let's move in together. You don't even know if she like her butter in the count on the counter or in the refrigerator. Y'all ain't talking about this shit. Now y'all in here arguing over
Right.
this shit. You
Right.
need to talk about this type of shit before you end up in a situation where you're choosing your happiness and she's going, well, I'm tired of this nigga and I gotta get the fuck out of here. Like, but people don't want to do that these days. Niggas just want to play and because that's what niggas is making all the songs about is fuck 26 niggas in a week and go to the strip club and spend all your bread. Like I ain't copy if that's what you're doing. I'm good. Like
Right,
I can't do it.
right, right, right. And that's what I'm saying. And this one girl came in, she let it off, and I was just like, that's basically what I am saying. You get what I'm saying? Like, I get it. Sacrifices, people love to sacrifice. Okay. I get it. But what I have learned in regards with that, sacrificing some things is not always bad. However, um, obedient is being better. It's really, really better than sacrificing because I just feel like after a while lessons are learned and maybe the people do grow apart. And with some people, they do grow apart. Some people grow closer together as they get older and they have been in a relationship with each other. But if a man find himself not being happy, right? And a lady and the woman asks, "Are you happy?" And you say yes, but you're lying, that still falls back on the man because of course we're not supposed to, and I don't want anybody to be out here placing their happiness in a person. You are who makes yourself happy. But if you're not happy, how do you feel like that you're going to be happy with having someone else involved? That's where the misery loves company come in. Yeah, I'm going to play like I'm happy, but we're going to get into an argument, and then I'm just going to tell everything that I don't like about you right about now. Well, you did this and you did that and you did this and you did that, where you could have said that to me while when the situation happened. Don't wait for me to come and say, "Oh, I'm not liking what you're doing," in that moment of what you're doing, and then you wait and be like, "Well, you did this and you did that, and I didn't say nothing to you, this and that and the third." It's just like, don't if if you see that the woman is not going to accept it, you shouldn't accept it either. A man shouldn't accept it either.
So the every generation until like these last two generations of men have always been told that you don't show your emotions, you hold in all of that type of shit. So when a woman asks the man the emotional question, up until these new wave dudes is very
Hmm.
emotional. But when you've been asking dudes these questions for all these years, you've been trained to never give your emotions. You've been trained not to give that type of vulnerability. Like, are you happy? Some people don't even know like what they're looking for. They don't know what happy looks like. If my mom and my dad wasn't never together and my whole life was just always a back and forth situation, maybe I don't know what happy looks like. Maybe I don't know what a
Hmm.
successful relationship looks like. Maybe I think it's chaos. I think it's smacking you. I think it's us arguing, cussing in front of the kids, fighting, breaking shit. Because I never seen happy. That's some people's situations. You got somebody like me. My mom and my dad was together from the '60s until my dad passed. So I never, my household, my mom and dad never had one argument. Not one time did they ever, not, they never did. Like, it just wasn't what they did. So you got different situations where you'll ask a dude and he just really can't communicate to you. Is he even happy or is he not happy? He's just in a routine. He's content. He's cool. He got a man cave. He got somewhere to stay. Like his meals is hot. He's good because he don't really know what he's looking for.
Hmm.
Some But some women are very expressive, very emotional, very tied into that, and they have a dude where it's like a brick wall. You're trying to tell him for these years, because again, you either growing together or growing apart. She been telling him for years, like, oh, now I like sushi, or now I like yoga, or now I like all these different things that I've tried. And the nigga's just like, I don't even know like what she talking about. But she's telling you that shit is changing and you just not paying attention to the signs.
Right.
So now it's just a lead up because again, you didn't communicate. You didn't know how to communicate. You might not have knew how to have that conversation. He might not have knew how to have that conversation. He might
Right.
not have knew y'all was having that conversation for the last 2 years. Cause she's been feeling this type of way. And like eventually, like I said, the relationships usually end because the woman says, you know what, I'm cool.
Do you think that's a good or bad thing for the women to be like, I'm cool? Do you think it's bad
I
that a
mean,
woman do you find something wrong with a woman actually choosing her happiness over the men?
if I find that if you didn't if y'all haven't been able to connect on that level where like I said, I'm starting to like new shit, I'm starting to try different shit, either you're gonna try it with me or you're not. So if you're not communicating, again, let's not have like the subliminal conversation where you talking to the nigga and he don't even know you're talking about this type shit. Flat out
Yeah.
tell him, flat out tell her. Like, let's not be reverse psychology like we in the sixth grade. Like, let's
Mhm.
be adults about this shit and have a real conversation. And if you've done that and you're constantly telling this person, look, I'm looking to grow, evolve, change, and do shit. Like we was just talking before we started about, I'm looking to quit my damn job because I want to do my own business.
Mhm.
And if your significant other isn't on board with that, if they like, no, what the fuck are you talking about? Because we got this mortgage and this car and we got this, that, and whatever, and you like, I just want to take the chance. They either riding with you or they ain't. Now, I ain't telling you to leave your wife of 20 years because you want to start selling posters on the side of the road. You think this is about to be the new wave, but like y'all need to really have a real conversation. Y'all really need to have a conversation. Is not you're screaming and I'm screaming. A conversation is what
Right.
we're doing right now. You're talking and I'm listening to the points that you're making, and now I'm talking and you're listening to the points that I'm making. And then we don't can agree to disagree at the end of the conversation, but we had a conversation. Like,
Mhm.
this is what
Mhm.
people don't know how to do now. People don't know how to
Mhm.
communicate what they think and what they feel because some people don't know what the fuck they thinking and what they feeling.
Yeah.
Some niggas is just not equipped for the job. Just because you 30, 40, 50, 60, don't mean that you was equipped for the job. It just meant
Yeah.
that your birthday kept coming.
Yeah.
We all got an uncle or a cousin and it's like, this nigga is 61 and he is still asking me? Like, everybody got that.
Yeah. Oh, well, y'all heard him and y'all heard the spill. And again, y'all know it's usually me with the spill, but he had the spill for y'all, and I greatly do appreciate that. I just want to, tell the people out there though, like it's okay for you to choose yourself. It's not selfish for you to choose yourself. Even if you're in a relationship and things are communicated and it could be enjoyed together, enjoy it. But if you can enjoy something by yourself and enjoy it and it's not a problem, it's not affecting anything, do it. But if you find that, if you find yourself enjoying something and your partner is not liking it, have that conversation. And if that conversation is not what it's meant to be, then y'all know what to do. I just want for men to stop choosing sacrifice over happiness. It's easier said than done, I know, because I'm a whole woman. Okay. But I'm just putting it out there, just understand, find out what your happiness is. Find out what your happiness look like because everybody happiness does not look the same. Okay?
Know what you want before y'all get in a relationship. Just let's have a conversation before we decide on anything. Maybe we just ain't gonna work out. Like, if we looking for two totally different things going into the relationship, we shouldn't be in a relationship. Like,
Right, right, right. And y'all heard it. I mean, y'all know I've been spilling this. It's communication. Communicate. Okay?
it's
Okay.
conversations with a K that we need to be having.
Period. Period. Okay, well, we're gonna go ahead and just wrap it on up. But before we do head out, could you please tell the people where they can find you at, meet you at, with the clothing, all that good stuff?
My bad too with the clothing line. I forgot we got the barber capes. So if you cut or do hair, you know what I'm saying? We got the barber capes. We'll lace you with those available in all colors too. Um, How to Hustle Podcast with Hympe. I've been doing podcasting since 2017. Paid talent. You know what I'm saying? I've done several live shows, working on a live show actually now in a collective situation, but we'll announce that once we get there. The podcast is How to Hustle Podcast with Hympe. It's a 30-minute podcast, usually 35, something like that. Podcast Drive Through is the marketing for the situation, available on all streaming platforms. If you Google my name, HYMPE, Hympe, it's Hympe, it's not hype. I'm not geeked up. If you Google my name, they got pictures of me and all of that. I say that because it ain't bragging if it's true. I work hard for my shit to be like that. So,
Period.
we only accept 5 stars on Apple Podcasts or your Spotify's. We only accept 5. We don't accept 4 stars. Just before you hit the button already. Glow has been on the podcast. Glow will be on the podcast again.
I better
But
be. No.
absolutely. Custom Hustle World is my clothing line. Like I said, I own the outfit is my tag. I got, like I said, sneakers, jackets. The jackets are one of one unless you buy 4 of them. So nobody else will have that jacket that you got because you designed it. You told me what you wanted. They started at a certain price, and if you start to lose your mind, they go up.
Period.
Jerseys, sweatsuits, football, basketball, baseball, hockey, and soccer jerseys. You name it, we got it. We hustling everything over there at Custom Hustle World. Also, H2H Cleaning, which is my cleaning company. Yes, we do come out of town. If you make it worth my while, we will definitely slide out and make that all happen because we do remodeling and all of that, power washing, roofing, plumbing, flooring. We're not handling no septic tanks. Just before you get there and you talking about, yo, we've been killing the toilet. We're not handling that. You got some in-house snake work. We can take care of you. But
Period. Y'all,
Glow, I appreciate you working around my schedule to get me on, Glow. I appreciate that.
no problem. I just want to thank you so much for coming through and having this conversation with me and just giving the people what they needed to hear and what they need to basically just reflect on. So I greatly do appreciate you a lot, though. Yep. And also, I do want to thank everyone that is out there listening to Conversations with Glo radio show. It's always a pleasure when y'all are tuning in. That lets me know that I am definitely doing my job. But y'all already know where y'all can catch me at in the meantime, between time. Peace out.